Let's see, health, healing, spiritual awakening. Let me see, spiritual awakening. Health, healing, spiritual awakening. Alright, let me do that. Boom. Pin that guy real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah, we in the game. What's happening? What's up, y'all? What's happening? What's happening? Come on in, come on in. You know how we do. We gonna vibe out real quick, you know. Get the vibes right.
If I ain't tell you that I love you, well, I promise I do. Sometimes, I may forget, but you ain't walking my shoes. So much trauma down that road, I had no choice. You trying to speak, but they wouldn't listen, you had no voice. See, I understand how you feeling, no more feelings, See, I understand your love healing, but it's killing, It's like your heart was up for grabs, and they just stealing, That ice running through your veins, now you chilling, See, I'm just trying to give more than I receive now. I started meditating, trying to find some peace now. I changed my diet, vibrating higher, no sheeps now. And burn some sage, make your bed, change your sheets now. If I ain't tell you I love you, well I do. Seeing this blunt, I got lavender and chamomile. I'm sitting back, reminiscing, I ain't have a meal. I'm speaking affirmations to the sun and the sun like angels round these braids. I escape that gunfight. I feel the chill up in my bones, my spirit elevate. It's like I'm finally going home. You gotta learn to love yourself before you love someone else. You gotta learn to give it out before you get it for yourself. Look, so what you get is what you give. Your life is your state of mind. You live it how you live. Look, respect yourself, nigga. Yeah, your life is your reflection. Bless yourself, nigga. And stop looking like everything is outside of you. Yeah, the moon, the stars is all inside of you. Look at yourself in the mirror, do what you gotta do. And drop tears, cut off tears is what you gotta do. Focus on yourself, don't let nobody bother you.
And understand what you desire, she desire you.
If I ain't tell you that I love you, but I promise I do. Sometimes, I may forget, but you ain't walking my shoes. So much trauma down the road, you had no choice. Trying to speak, they wouldn't listen, you had no voice. See, I understand how you feeling, no more feelings. See, I understand your love healing, it's killing.
Gonna let everybody come on in. You know how we do it, man. We gonna vibe out real quick. Let everybody come on in. Gonna grab your oodles and noodles. Grab your juice, grab your fruit. You know, whatever that makes you bumpable. You feel me? Whatever makes you bumpable. Get your fruit juice, your water, your spring water. You know what I'm saying? Gonna get in. Gonna let everybody come on in, man. Come on in.
I'm feeling close to the God. I'm feeling close to the me. I wake up and burn my sage in the moment. I sit back and close my eyes and feel the energy flowing. I turn vegan, yeah, I changed my diet. I enjoy my pork and beans, but it was too many dying. I started reading too. I started learning the truth. Understand a lot of shit I learned, it wasn't true. I started wanting land, attending the flowers. I started setting some intentions before I hop in the shower. I'm feeling close to the God. I'm feeling close to the God.
Come on in, come on in.
I'm feeling close to the God.
Grab your oodles and noodles. Gonna get your snacks real quick, your chips. Gonna make a sandwich.
Close to me. I started meditating. I started finding peace. I stopped believing in the sky and started believing me. I don't really smoke weed. See, I smoke herbs now. Chamomile and lavender, so calm your nerves now. I started healing trauma. You know, like shadow work. Ain't really have much going up, so yeah, I did some dirt. But you see, I still forgive myself. I had to look up in the mirror. I had to heal myself. I had to understand my thoughts were powerful, nigga. I made sure I spoke my goals like every hourly, nigga. See, at this moment now, I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will find me as long as I stay on track. feeling close to the God.
Hey, he say I'm feeling close to the God. Then what he say? I'm feeling close to the,
I'm feeling close to the God.
Yeah. He say I'm feeling close to the God. I'm feeling close to the me.
I'm feeling close to the God.
Ooh.
Look, I'm feeling close to the meat, creating wealth for these generations. I'ma speak the truth, I'ma touch their heart, you can feel my penetration. I'ma make sure they remember this name. Even though I'm fully healed, I'ma still remember the name. But it's okay though, I'm a God, bro. Energy can't be destroyed. I'm alive, bro. Now I understand what you focus on, grow big. I focus on getting a million, and I damn sure did. Let's just focus, bro. Just focus, bro. Your life is your state of mind. Keep hoping, bro. And I just focus, bro. Keep focused, bro. Your life is your state of mind. Keep hoping, bro. Keep hoping, bro.
Hey, this last part get me every single time. Probably the most powerful thing I said on this song.
I'm feeling close to the God. I'm feeling close to the God.
What'd he say?
I am that. I've been that. And day by day, I'ma get closer to that. And I'ma forever be that. As I think it, as I speak it, and as I write it, so it shall be. I am.
Hey, that last part get me every single time. I don't know about y'all, you know, for those that know this song, it get me every single time he say, I am that. I've been that. And day by day, I'm going to get closer to that. And I'm going to forever be that. As I think it, as I speak it, as I write it, so it shall be. I am. What's poppin', y'all? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Listen, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. You know what's happening. Yeah, we going in tonight. Real quick, I want to start off. Y'all know how I start off. I start off with prayer, but before prayer, I want to start off with a quick little 2, maybe a 3-minute quick meditation. So I got this sound bowl. This sound bowl is made out of crystal, clear quartz crystal. And it's the frequency and the vibration of the third eye, right? So, yeah, so y'all just join me maybe like 2, maybe 3 minutes. I'm gonna just go to, you know what I'm saying, go around, boom, boom, boom. Close your eyes, you know what I mean? Be present, you know, be here. You know, whatever you doing, just be, feel the vibration, feel the frequency through the music, and then we're gonna go to prayer, and then we're gonna go ahead and start. So we're gonna tap in. Also, while we doing this, focus on breath, focus on breathing. You know what I mean? I do advise breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, simply because when you breathe in through your nose and try to breathe out through your mouth, you kind of lose control over breath, and that's not what we want. You want to be able to control this flesh, which means control this flesh, which means control this flesh, all right? Control the flesh, control the breathing. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your nose. Just be present. want to give honor and thanks to the powers that be, ancestors, spiritual guides for, protecting me, guiding me, leading me, assisting me in my spiritual development, and also giving me the opportunity and the awareness to be able to learn knowledge and convert this knowledge into wisdom, to not only be able to teach myself, but also the individuals that's on this live and the people that are in my realm, my world, and etc. I also send that same energy out to you all that is tapped in with me. I send that same energy, give honor and thanks, and that you all are able to obtain the knowledge that I teach you all, and to convert that knowledge into wisdom, to not only teach yourselves, but the people, places, and things around you. Ashe, amen, amen, etc., etc. Yo, what's poppin'? Yeah, man. I hope y'all like the the sound bowl. I wanted to do something a little different instead of just hopping in prayer right after the song and just going crazy. I'm like, you know what? Let me see about implementing the sound bowl real quick. So I hope y'all enjoyed that balance, that collection of energy. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all also took note, or any kind of knowledge as far as when it comes to breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your nose. You know what I mean? We want to be able to control our flesh, control our breath. You know what I mean? Because of course we're energy, frequency, spirit, and soul beings first. So yeah, let's tap into this. Y'all all right? Real quick, let me tap in. Y'all good? Y'all good? Everything copacetic? You double checked it? I hope y'all got y'all oodles and noodles, y'all fruits, y'all Kool-Aid, whatever makes you bumpable. You know what I'm saying? Everything good, everything copacetic. I just found out about God. Oh, for sure, man. Welcome. Everything good? All y'all good? For sure. Drop them 9s, drop some 6s, drop some 3s. Drop some 2s, some 1s before we hop in this. Like I said, berries, for sure. Yeah. Honey roasted peanuts, huh? I feel you. For sure. Everything abundance, prosperity, and success. You know what I'm saying? We wanna try to step away from that term bless. You know what I'm saying? When you break down the etymology of bless, it means be less. You know what I mean? Somebody sneeze, God bless you. God, be less than God. That's not what we want to say. You know what I mean? So, God is be great. God be great. You know what I mean? I'm doing beautiful. I'm doing amazing. Yeah. I'm happy. I'm at peace. So, yeah. So, boom. I ain't gonna say we ain't gonna be here too long, but we're gonna jump into it. So, as y'all see, the topic is about health, healing, and spiritual awakening. Right? The reason I chose this topic was because I was thinking to myself, I was meditating to myself about how a lot of individuals, either when they become conscious or self-aware, and or when they begin to when individuals become conscious and self-aware of themselves, right? They start to love themselves more. And based off loving yourself more, they start to switch up and change their environment, the people, places, and things around them, including the things that they put inside of their body. And so what happens is that when somebody becomes self-aware, and pretty much in the age of Aquarius, and what I've been noticing is that when somebody becomes self-aware, they start switching up things. They become a little more healthier. And the contrary of it as well, when an individual starts to become more healthy, about their environment, they then start to become self-aware. You know what I mean? And more conscious. And it's interesting because I told this story before on my last live. But the reason why I chose the topic is because health, healing, and spiritual awakening, that comes hand in hand. You understand what I'm saying? In order to have a healthy body, you have to have a healthy mind. In order to have a healthy mind, you have to have a healthy spirit. In order to have a healthy spirit, you have to be able to have a healthy soul. You know what I'm saying? And all of this plays you know what I'm saying, plays in hand to hand. You understand what I'm saying? You can't have one without the other. And so real quick, I want to tell this story. And you know, of course, I'm gonna elaborate and expound on it on a much deeper level based off, you know, my last live. So I get a lot of questions about individuals asking me about, okay, you know, what made you transition and this, that, and the third. And you know, this is the backstory, you know. So what happened was, and I also explained this in my last live, by the way. But like I said, I'm gonna go deeper. So I was in this little situation. I was in a little bind, right? And before this situation happened, I was big on government conspiracies, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? And although I was doing what I was doing, you know, in my environment, I always felt like I was different. I always had that feeling that my life is not a regular life. You understand what I'm saying? It was sort of like my subconscious was trying to tell my conscious who I truly was. But because of the environment that I was surrounding myself upon, you know, it was easy to kind of like lead more on the conscious of what I'm doing and what I'm involved with. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, I was already big on government conspiracies, quote unquote, and I was in this little bind. I was in a little situation, and you know, my roommate, my bunkmate, you know, we was having a conversation about him, you know, and so he had mentioned this term. The term was called GMO, and at this time, this was like 7.5 years ago, maybe. I didn't know what GMO was at all. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I asked him what GMO was. He told me what it was. But you know me, I'm the kind of person that you can't just tell me anything. You understand what I'm saying? You tell me something, I'ma go look it up myself. Okay, boo, I may ask you what it means. You tell me what it means, but I'ma go think for myself. All right? Pay attention. Pay attention. Now, all the questions, real quick, please ask the questions in the little question box. So when I'm done, we can, you know what I'm saying? But boom. So, you know, I've always been the type, the being to think for myself. Somebody can tell me something, but I'm gonna go look it up myself. You understand? And so what happened was, you know, I was able to move around, and I was able to get on the computer. And so, boom, I'm looking up what GMO was, and I'm like, dang, like, it's for real, you know what I'm saying? I'm over here, I'm all on the government conspiracies, and I ain't even know what GMO was, so I'm below it. I'm like, okay, so boo. So I started to change. What I started to do was I started to literally just eat all organic. You know what I mean? And so, and now pay attention to this transition, y'all. Please, please, please pay attention. And this just dawned on me, right? So when I started to eat organic, more research and knowledge just started to appear in front of my face, like out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And just pay attention to the transition. I'm thankful. All right, so I started to eat all organic. And so as soon as I changed my diet to eating all organic foods, this was when I was eating meat and everything. Then knowledge and more research and more information just fell in my lap. And so then I'm like, dang, okay, well now I'm gonna only eat chicken and seafood. I'm gonna cut off the red meat. And so boom, so as soon as I did that, boom, you know, I'm living, whoop. Then more information came, and I'm like, okay, all right, well, I'm gonna cut off the chicken. I'm gonna eat seafood. Then again, it started happening. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just be vegetarian. And then I'm like, I might as well just go vegan, you know what I'm saying, a natural eater. Now, the reason why I wanted y'all to pay attention to this transition, remember the topic, health, healing, and spiritual awakening. I wanted y'all to pay attention to that transition because it dawned on me that us as beings, when we start to transition to more so light, I guess you could say, and become and our subconscious starts to hit and penetrate our consciousness, we tend to, in a way, not in a way, period, point blank, period, we tend to start unlocking DNA, right? And in a sense, you can say that when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so the reason why I wanted y'all to pay attention to that transition, because and now that I look back on it and I started to realize and understand what was going on, it was felt like I was going through that transition of, okay, I'm the student and now the teacher is just appearing, because I'm thinking for myself like I've always been doing, but because I'm thinking for myself when it comes to my diet, right? Now my subconscious is hitting my conscious. Now my spiritual guides, my ancestors, God, universe, cosmos is like, oh, he ready. Let him go through his transition. As he's going through his transition, different levels, and he move up, we gonna continue to drop knowledge and information in his lap. So now what he can start doing is remembering who he is. See, when I started to transition my diet, I started to not only just gaining information on, food and etc. I started gaining more information on who I was. Truly, who I truly was. I started to become more self-aware. I started to become more self-conscious. I started to be more sensitive to energy. I started to be more sensitive to energy. And in a way, I started to be able to see things before they happen. Hey, I'm getting chills over here. Am I cold? Hell no, it's like 80 degrees out here. But I'm getting chilled. Like, I started to literally unlock my DNA. And it's also so crazy. Like, when you start changing that frequency and start transitioning and becoming more aware, especially when it comes to what you put inside your body, this how you know your DNA changes. The chromosome inside of your being starts to change. Is that in so many ways, when I started to transition my diet and started eating more natural things, eating more energetic things, eating more electrical things. Remember, we are electrical beings, so it's imperative that we put electrical things inside of our body. So when I started to eat these substances, this food, my entire palate on my tongue started to change. I couldn't go back and eat certain things because it was disgusting. Like, this is what I was eating. And then, like, I've started to really pay attention with how I eat and how fast I eat. And lately, I've been paying attention with eating slower, not taking 2-3 bites, chewing 3-4 times and then swallowing. No, I'm actually being present with the food. I'm actually letting the alkalinity of my saliva break down this food. So when it enters my intestines, when it enters the duodenum, when it enters the small intestine, the large intestine, it can break down much easier. But the thing I'm trying to get you to understand is that when I started to pay attention to my chewing, when I started to slow down with eating, and you know what I'm saying, I started to really appreciate the food and be like, this is really good. Then I started to think, if I slowed down back then, before I switched my diet, I wonder if this shit was really good. If I started to really take my time and chew this food that is in my mouth, is this really good? Is it really good? And so basically, I just wanted to pinpoint just a backstory of, you know what I'm saying, the transition I went to. And now I'm at a point where there was a shift that happened, right? A while ago within myself. And man, I had the chills. Man, I was blowing my nose. I just felt so just drained. And it was one day I woke up and I was completely okay. But I walked into this vegan restaurant, right? And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that smell? Right? And, you know, I don't pay it no time. I don't pay it no mind. Because, again, this is a vegan restaurant. You know what I mean? I eat here every now and then. And so I sit down. I order the same things that I normally order. The food come, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that smell, B? Like, am I tripping? Like, word to moms, yo, what the fuck is going on here, son? So, boom, you know, I pay it no mind. I like, boom, I pick it up. I'm chowing down, and I'm like, oh, no. This don't taste good. This ain't it. Real quick, just because you vegan don't mean you healthy. Just because you're vegan don't mean you're healthy. Just because you are vegan does not mean you're healthy. So days go by and I'm jumping from restaurant to restaurant, different vegan restaurants. I'm like, yo, why am I smelling this? Why am I tasting this? It dawned on me. Last week, I felt, I'm not going to say sick, but I felt a shift. Last week, I was blowing my nose, and I don't ever blow my nose. Last week, I got the chills. Last week, I was tired. I was going through an upgrade. Now, I'm able to smell and taste the chemicals on food. I'm able to smell and taste the chemicals that is on the food that they say is more healthier for us. See, when you start to transition, your DNA start to unlock. So now lately, I've been eating more fruits and vegetables. I mean, y'all been seeing it. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all been seeing what I've been eating. And then, you know, I've been making a lot of homemade things, man. Now, it's a reason why I'm saying this because, again, health, healing, and spiritual awakening. Health, healing, and spiritual awakening, it go hand in hand. Now, I'm telling this story. I'm telling y'all my story, right? I'm being vulnerable here. I'm being open. I'm being transparent. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a reason why I'm doing this because, you know, even if I only reach one of y'all, that's all I need. You understand what I'm saying? And so I'm telling this story because I need y'all to fully understand and understand how health, healing, and spiritual awakening goes hand in hand. You can eat what you want to eat. That's bull. Do you? But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that if you had this question, what if I transitioned for 30 days? I wonder what my life will be like. Because again, like I said, you can't heal the body without healing the mind. You can't heal the mind without healing the soul. You can't heal the soul without healing the spirit. You have to understand that. It goes hand in hand. And so, like I said, I tell this story. I'm telling y'all this story because I need y'all to just understand the the vast perspective of food is literally a spiritual component. Like even in ancient times, ancient ancestors would literally plate. They would, first off, they would combine food in a spiritual way. I'm talking about the simplest aesthetic. They would combine foods to match different spiritual components. So now when we break down the spiritual component, the spiritual component that food has that we put inside of our body, we have to understand the vast perspective of it. Because like I said, in ancient times, they even used to plate. They used to plate the food based off a spiritual perspective. For those that don't understand, right, when we even break down the chemistry of food, right? What you eat, what you put inside of your body, it digests, right? Now, there's this thing, there's this process that happens that inside of the body, what you put inside of your body, that all the chemicals, all the minerals, all the vitamins, all of that is inside whatever food, whatever substance you just put inside of your body, it is now distributed to each and every cell inside of your body. Then what happens is that your DNA, the cell, will start replicating whatever you just put inside of your body. Then when it replicates, it turns into RNA. And that RNA then becomes your DNA. I'm saying this because you literally become what you eat. You literally become what you eat. Now, I got a few notes here, right? Now, you have to understand that it's impossible. See, once you put these shades on, you can't take them off. It's impossible. And it's impossible to say that, you love yourself, but yet when you have the knowledge and the discernment on certain things, really and I'm not even just speaking about food. I'm just speaking about your environment. If you truly love yourself, you will make sure that your environment is not full of death. It's not full of low frequency. It's not full of low vibrational entities. You can't say you love yourself, but you go to McDonald's and you buy a burger that's made from lab meat, human meat, kangaroo meat, ground meat, turkey meat, feathers, bones, and bone marrow, with fries and lettuce that is made from plastic that you can even look up being imported from China. You can't say you love yourself and have the knowledge and have the discernment on a specific food that you're putting inside your body, knowing that this food would do harm to you. Knowing that if you chose to eat this food every single day, you would get sick. You can't say that you love your kids and you give your kids this food. See, self-love is everything. You can't say you love yourself but not being able to think for yourself. Y'all remember the food chart? I'm sure everybody remember the food chart, right? When we was in school, what was it? The top, well, I think the top of it was fats and oils. We finna break down the food chart right now. It's finna get deep. We finna dive in. Am I moving too fast? For those that are taking notes, let me pause. Am I moving too fast? everything copacetic? I'm just double checking. Am I moving too fast? Please let me know. Am I moving too fast, y'all? All right, so I'm guessing I'm not moving too fast. Everything copacetic. I bet, for sure. Boom. Now let's break down the food chart real quick, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down this food chart. I'm gonna break down certain things, and it's gonna all play. I'm gonna break down the health. I'm gonna break down the healing, and all of this gonna come back around to the spiritual awakening, right? Now, check this. The food chart. The top of the food chart, fats, oils. Now, depending on oils that you use, right? For an example, canola oil. The cheapest oil. I believe it's canola, right? For those that don't know, canola oil is nothing but gasoline that is deodorized and chlorized. It has chlorine in it. It's deodorized so you can't smell that it smells like gasoline. Right? Now you got good fats and you got bad fats. You got good oils and you got bad oils. But understand that naturally, oil, your body is made up of what? 70, 80, damn near 90% of water. Correct? Now, putting oil inside of your body, now, real quick, just a disclaimer, I do eat things that obtain oil. You know what I'm saying? I, air fry some potatoes and, some sweet potatoes, put some oil on it, et cetera, et cetera. I'm speaking of excess. I'm speaking of unnatural oils. I'm speaking of the bad fats, right? We all know what happens with water and oil, right? They don't combine. It's impossible. So when you're eating these unnatural oils, when you're eating these unnatural fats, when they go inside your bloodstream, when they go inside the blood capillaries, and they can't be processed simply because it's too much water, what do you think that oil do? That oil can't do anything but just sit. It cannot do anything but just sit inside of the body. It cannot do anything but now sit inside of the veins, the blood capillaries, the blood vessels. Right? Now you got clogged arteries. Now for my men out there, you can't get, for the women out there, you can't get as moist as you like or as you are capable of. Why? Because the blood, now the glandular highway is backed up. The glandular highway is blocked due to oil blockage. This is something that we have to understand, y'all. All of this is going to come to health, healing, spiritual. Hey, listen, just be patient with me. Let me break it down. Just be patient. All right. Now, when you go down more in the food chart, the next one is what? Milk, yogurt, and cheese. Cow milk, cow yogurt, cow cheese. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Most of the milk, first off, cheese is nothing but cow pus. I'm gonna let y'all know that now. You know what I'm saying? When the cow got the big, the big little cyst and the pimples and the cancers and all, they don't do nothing but cut that open. Boom, it spill out. Boom, they put it in there. Probably put a little water in there. Probably milk the cow a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Mix it on in. Put it in the gallon, ship it on to you. Well, before they do put it in the gallon, they put more steroids in there. They put extra pesticides and pesticides and resticides and insecticides and testicides inside of it. Then they put estrogen and soy and all that extra chemicals in it. Then they put more steroids in it. Then they put it inside the little gallon and they ship it off to you. You go buy it for like what, $2-3.99? Yeah. That's what milk is. Cheese is nothing but cow pus. Yogurt is, and most of that stuff ain't got nothing but blood in it. You got to think about it. When you got a pimple on your forehead, when you pop it, what is it? First, you have lymph fluid, right? Which is nothing but cellular waste. Yeah, your cells take a poop, and then right after that pus come out, what comes out? Blood. And we wondering why we so sick. We wonder why our kids is growing so big and look like they damn near 5 foot and they 3 years old, jumping through the whoop-de-whoop. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to understand. First off, cow milk is for the little baby cow. So the baby cow can grow 400, 500, 600 pounds. Then on top of the steroids, then on top of the blood, the put, listen. Y'all listen to me out here. Am I talking too much? Am I talking too much? We good. Everything copacetic. Everybody boo. Listen, we just breaking this down. We just breaking this down so y'all can understand. In the beginning, my story of the spiritual awakening is gonna all tie together. I'm telling you. Now when you break it down, boom. Now you got the meats and the certain fishes and et cetera, et cetera. See, when you study nature, right? When you study nature and you look at a lion, when a lion go hunt, right, and he killed a zebra, he ain't cooking the blood out of it. He not draining the blood out of it. Why? Because that being, that lion, that tiger needs the nutrients from the blood. That's what we call protein. That's what we call protein. But that protein is not sufficient for our body. It does nothing for us but get us sick. That's it. See, the proteins that we need and I explained this before, is simple amino acids. Simple amino acid structures is what the foundation of proteins inside of our body, is created. You understand what I'm saying? So when you break down different meats and the chemicals and et cetera, these are, okay, I'm glad I went there. When you get a cow, when a cow is at the slaughterhouse, right? Just think about this, because we don't even fully understand when it comes to food having a spiritual component. And before I even break that down, this is why I don't eat at everybody's house. And I'm thankful that my mom didn't tell me, nah, you can't go eat over there, because you have to understand. Food is a spiritual component, right? If you go to a fast food place and you eat the fast food, right? You either full for 1 hour and you're back hungry, and or you don't get full or satisfied as well at all. Why? Because it is called fast food. There's no intent. There's no love. There's no compassion. There's no taking your time when it comes to making this food. So now when you're intaking this food, right, you're gaining all those spiritual components that individual was just over. Now you go to somebody else's house. You have to understand. So I'm glad Duke say, hey, Mom, can I go eat? Nope. But see, now I understand why. And now I understand why it's very important that I make my own food, that I create my own food. Why? Because I know I'm healed and healing. I am at peace with myself. I am happy with myself. Not only do I love myself, I love all people, places, and things around me. So now when I make this food and I serve it, you're satisfied. I serve it. You don't need 2-3 plates. This one plate, because of the energy component, the intentions that I put on this food. Health, healing, spiritual awakening. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Pay attention. Focus. Be present. So when it comes to, so now let's break this down, right? When it comes to different spiritual awakenings, right? I mean, different spiritual entities that take over the body when we eat in a certain way. Let's pay attention to this, right? Now, watch this now. Y'all stay with me. Stay with me. I don't want to confuse nobody. When you got a cow at the slaughterhouse, this cow seeing all his homies being cut open, throat being slit. You know what I'm saying? The cow dukes done went in and whoop-de-whoop. His other little homie done, you know what I'm saying, just got gone. You know what I'm saying, buddy down the street. The cow buddy down the street done got his whole calf cut off. Now he looking like, so boom, check this. Now this cow becomes scared. Now this cow becomes depressed. This cow becomes angry. Now, most of us understand that in our bodies, as a human, in our bodies, when we have those emotions, our body releases certain chemicals. Stay with me. Hey, buddy in the back hey, put your phone down, buddy. Take the earphones out for me, bro. I need you to listen to this one, bro. Buddy in the back. You just walked in 2 minutes ago. Come on now. You know, yeah. You can eat your chips, you good. Just don't be smacking, all right? Take the earphones out real quick. Listen to me. Our body releasing certain chemicals. Now, when we go even deeper on the spiritual aspect, depression, anxiety, hate, fear, jealousy, those emotions, because that's energy in motion, energy, frequency, vibration, that's in the spiritual realm. So those emotions become attached to us. Not only do those emotions become attached to us, the entities that dwell in that realm become attached to us. You know, the people that they call demons. Stay with me now. We finna rewind a little bit. We finna go to the up. We finna double back. You know, the entities that they call the demons, the devils. All right, now pay attention. So now this cow is releasing these chemicals. Because again, when it comes to different beings, these are beings. They got frequency, they got vibration. So now this cow is scared. This cow has fear. This cow is mad. This cow is angry. This cow is depressed. Right? The cow is not free. Again, these are emotions. These are energy, emotion. These are spiritual emotions. These are spiritual energy, frequency, vibration. So now it's entities that is attached to this cow. Boom! They done bust cow up the head. Damn. They done bust buddy up the head. Now they chopping them up, busting them down, grinding his meat up for the ground beef. They got the little part of his thigh going for the steak. Damn. And not to mention the right thigh for the T-bone steak had a cancer, had a lump in it. So what they do, they don't do nothing but cut the lump out, cut the cancer out, boom, throw it in the store for you to get it, right? So boom, okay. Now mind you, this cow ain't healed. This cow didn't heal. This cow didn't calm the emotions down. None of that. I'm talking about buddy was like, but I don't give a fuck by none of that. But you're gone. You hit. So boom. So now the cow, inside this cow meat is now what? The chemicals. The depression, the depression, the adrenaline, all these chemicals, the enzymes, the steroids that this cow was feeling depression, etc., is now in his meat. Pay attention. Watch me now. Watch me. So now, boom. We like, man, buddy, I just got paid today. You feel me? Yeah, we finna roll a big one up real quick. Hey, we finna bust down a little T-bone with some mashed potato. Yeah, with some corn, Yeah, we finna go crazy. Yeah, for sure. Now, mind you, right? So we bust the cow down. And now after a while, now we not understanding and understanding why my emotions is unbalanced. Now we not understanding and understanding why all of a sudden I'm sad. I was just happy last week, man. I don't know what's going on, man. Now we're not understanding why we getting anxiety. We can't be out in public. We mad, emotionally unbalanced because of the emotional components that was stuck in the cow's meat that we just put inside of our body. What I just say to y'all, 5 minutes ago? You literally become what you eat. So now, after a while, right? Let's just say a tumor, a cyst. For those that don't know, a tumor and a cyst literally is a separate entity from the actual body. What does that mean? That means this cyst, this cancer can literally have the ability to grow eyes and fucking blink. This cyst, this cancerous cell that is mutating itself actually starts to grow hair, to grow teeth in the side of your body. This is a low vibrational entity because of the y'all ain't listening to me, man. I'm just over here talking, man. Y'all ain't listening to me. Y'all ain't listening to me, man. I'm just over here talking. The problem that most of us have is that it's this thing called preventative maintenance. It's this thing called preventative maintenance. What does preventative maintenance mean? It means taking care of the things that need to be taken care of before they need to be taken care of. Preventative maintenance is taking care of the things that need to be taken care of before they need to be taken care of. I'm going to say this one more time because we understand the power of the 3, 6, and the 9. Preventative maintenance means to take care of the things that need to be taken care of before they need to be taken care of. See, the problem with our society, the problem with our community is we want to do whatever we want to do. No, let me correct that term. We want to do whatever the flesh want to do. We want to eat whatever the flesh want to eat. We want to listen to whatever the flesh want to listen to. We want to think whatever the flesh want to think. We want to watch whatever the flesh want to watch. We want to be around the environment, whatever the flesh wants to be around. So then when we start to become depressed and we start developing cysts, we can't think for ourselves. We start developing Alzheimer's. We start developing cancer. We got tumors. I got breast cancer. I can't get hard. My vagina can't get wet. My ankle hurt. I got diabetes. We got to cut my foot off. I got high blood pressure. I got high cholesterol. I got cataracts. I can't see. I got to wear glasses because I can't really see nothing for real because I got mucus built up in my eyes. See, if you was doing the shit that you was supposed to been doing. See, if you was doing the things that you were supposed. Now, this ain't even for the ones that don't even know. Because, you know what? I can't even say that. Because what I was about to say was, I can't even blame the individuals that don't even know this. But at the same time, we are in an age, first off, we're in the age of Aquarius, right? Not only that, most of us either have an iPhone and or most of us have a Google phone or the Android. And Android was voted #1 phone of the entire decade. What does that mean? The reason why I say that is because we have a whole computer. We have a whole portable computer in our hands. Most of us got TV. We got a TV. They got little documentaries. Most of us know what YouTube is. You know what I'm saying? We can go on YouTube. So I can't even say it. I feel like for me, and forgive me, because I'm not sorry. I'm not even finna give anybody to let anybody have the excuse of not to know. How can you not know? How? You have a computer. You're watching me on a computer right now. You have a portable computer. See, we got to start thinking for ourselves, y'all. That's it. Listen, I'm not here to get on y'all, all right? So don't take it as if I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm hitting y'all up the head. Listen, I'm not. I'm hitting you up the head in a good way. How about that? So you could become more self-aware and self-accountable. You know what I'm saying? So you can start thinking for yourself. Forget what they're saying. Forget the food chart. Oh, y'all need to eat this, that, and the third. Okay, you know what? Let me go look up. Let me see how do I really stay healthy? How do I really live a long, fulfilling life? How can I really heal? How can I really unlock my spiritual capabilities of being a psychic, of being a prophetic dreamer, of being an empath, of being a mind reader, being able to float, being able to do all kind of crazy, just Superman, the Hulk and all, man, they ain't talking about us. They talking about us. Why you think they poisoning us so much? The air we breathe is poisonous. And you know what's so wild? It's so beautiful to say this. They trying so hard to destroy us, but yet we still rise. Ooh. They trying to destroy us, but yet we still rising. They trying to destroy us, but yet we are still rising. DNA still unlocking. Neurotransmitters is communicating through the brain in the equilibrium, and now we're unlocking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10% of our brain. Then we got the audacity to go to the doctor, to have the doctor diagnose us, right? And say, oh, this is what you got. This is what you need. First off, we have to understand that most these tests that we get from the doctors, most of this is nothing but a projection of a European, I think it's like a 40-year-old European man. Okay? Listen, all I'm doing is speaking facts here, okay? You can look it up yourself. Forgive me because I'm not sorry. Majority of these doctor tests, when they take your blood, when they take my blood, and they run my blood and say, hey, you got high blood pressure, they are comparing my blood, my DNA, to somebody that ain't even on my... How can a creation tell the creator what he need? How can the creation tell God what he need? Nigga, is you brazy? What you mean? First off, we got to understand what dis-ease is. Dis-ease is nothing but the body trying to heal itself. So when you go to the doctor and they give you all these prescriptions and they give you all this medicine, this antibiotic, anti-against bio life, they give you all of this extra stuff to put inside of your body to poison you, to slow down your DNA. They are doing nothing but suppressing those symptoms, because that's all it is. It's nothing but a symptom. It's nothing but your body attempting to eliminate whatever foreign object is inside of your body. Again, how can the creation tell the creator what he needs? How is that possible? How is that possible? Listen, when it comes to health and healing, right? I've seen firsthand, and the reason why I'm tapping on this because I just spoke about neurotransmitters, right? And for those that don't know what neurotransmitters is, it's basically just nerve signals that is inside the body that communicate with each other. And these neurotransmitters can have a glitch. These neurotransmitters can have a blockage. These neurotransmitters can have a delay in certain situations, right? And what happens is that when these neurotransmitters are, let's say, deteriorating, or they're not necessarily communicating the way they're supposed to be communicating, what happens is that individuals start to develop this diagnosis that they like to diagnose us with. For an example, what is it? Multiple personality syndrome, right? All this is it's a neurotransmitter delay, deterioration inside the brain. That's it, right? And the reason why I bring this up is because OCD, anxiety, depression, suicidal. This goes back to the cow situation. If our neurotransmitters were able to communicate effectively, now some people can be born with this, and this is by way of a transmutation from the womb and etc. But this basically what I'm trying to say is this, right? These things can most definitely be healed and or reversed. Matter of fact, it's this book. Where the book at? Is it up here? Where is this book? I think it's over here. This book right here. Is this the book? Yeah, boom. So what I'm speaking about is something that I studied, and like I said in the beginning, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And as I was studying this book just came to me, man. Just came to me. I ordered it, and everything that I was studying is in this book, and it is true. It's a fact. The name of this book is called This Is Your Brain on Food. Depending on food, depending on the things that you put inside of your body, that depends on the neurotransmitters of your brain. Now, when it comes to the neurotransmitters of your brain, based off what you put inside of your your body, and the food that you eat, that will then determine if you are depressed, you have anxiety, OCD, ADHD, PTSD. For an example, I'm gonna let y'all see this. Y'all can screenshot that real quick. For those that need it, write it down. Buy this book. Powerful. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Within this book, based off what I'm speaking on, right? Just a prime example. Sugar, complex sugar, right? Which is like a polysaccharide, right? Complex sugars are literally neurotoxins. We're speaking on neurotransmitters. So something that is a neurotoxin means that it's going to deteriorate the neurotransmitters. So complex sugar is a neurotoxin. It literally deteriorates your neurotransmitters, your nerves, etc., etc., etc. And based off this sugar, that would determine the mindset and the health and wellness of your brain, being able to move. Majority of the time, those that have arthritis are nothing but dehydrated due to too much complex sugar. And what I mean by complex sugars, I'm talking about white rice. I'm talking about brown rice, which is nothing but bleach, or which is nothing but unbleached. It's still rice. It still breaks down as polysaccharide. Still breaks down as a complex sugar. White bleach flour. All of these breaks down into polysaccharides. All of these breaks down into complex sugar, which literally rots the bones, rots the neurotransmitters, rots your cells, and et cetera, et cetera. So even for those that got arthritis, your bones is nothing but rotting. You need more water, right? And what I mean by that, what kind of water do you need? You need simple sugar water. You need simple sugars, which comes from fruit. Start juicing. You understand what I'm saying? So the reason why I'm go back to This Is Your Brain on Food, right? Boom, the book. Based off basically what you put inside of your body, that determines the health and the wellness of your brain. The way you think, the way you move, the way you speak, etc., etc. All right? For those that don't know, for those, I see a few comments talking about water, right? It's going to blow y'all minds, right? When you break down the chemical compound of water, it's H2O, right? That means it's 2 hydrogens and it's 1 oxygen. Hydrogen is acidic. Oxygen is alkaline. What does that make water? If you have more acidic in water, that makes water acidic. I'm finna inform y'all on some shit though, right? Check this. What balances water to become neutral and alkaline to the body? Minerals. That's why it's important to drink natural spring water. I remember speaking about this on my last live. Natural spring water is the best spring water you can drink, because all the other alkaline waters, for an example, essential. I know a lot of people that drink essential water. Those are added minerals. Those are chemicalized minerals to make the water alkaline. What I mean by natural spring water, I mean spring water that literally flows, that literally get all the minerals and the vital nutrients from the rocks, the flow, the electromagnetic field of this realm, and it's bottled at the source, and you drink it. Now that water is naturally alkaline. Now that water is it's balanced with acidic and alkaline, which is healthy for the body. One of the best waters to drink is fruit water, coconut water. Juice some grapes, apples, oranges. Make sure it's organic. Make sure it's non-GMO. Make sure your fruit has seeds in them. Make sure your fruit has seeds in them. Now, this is the last thing I wanna touch on, and I'm gonna answer y'all questions, because I see a lot of questions I see a few questions, right? The last thing I want to touch on when it comes to this health, healing, and spiritual awakening, right? And I feel like some of y'all gonna like this one right here. Now, like I said, you cannot heal the mind without healing the body. You cannot heal the body and the mind without healing the soul and the spirit, and etc. See, when your mind is healthy, when your body is healthy, when your spirit is healthy, when your soul is healthy, when your frequency is healthy, when your vibration is healthy, when your thoughts are healthy, with what you speak is healthy. How you move is healthy. Your reality, watch this, watch me now. Your reality will not only then becomes healthy, it becomes wealthy. It becomes wealthy. I said it becomes wealthy. Now, I don't really like using this word, right? It's called woke. One thing about that word woke, I don't really like using it because if you're woke, you can be rocked right back to sleep. See, I like to use the word, aware or self-conscious, conscious, self-aware, right? But for lack of better words, the reason why I say when your mind, body, soul, spirit becomes healthy, your reality not only becomes healthy, it becomes wealthy, because a lot of individuals within this, I guess you can say, community of being aware, of being spiritual, opening and spiritual aware, right? We have this misconception of how can I say, not playing the game. And what I mean this game, I mean this worldly game, this fleshly game. Now, it's even in the Bible. It's in all spiritual books, right? But I'm going to quote the Bible. It said, when I was amongst the Jews, I became a Jew. When I was amongst the Gentiles, I became a Gentile. What does that mean? That means adapting to your environment. Now, not so much adapting to your environment that you lose your self-awareness, your self-worth, your morals, and et cetera, et cetera. It's just adapting to your environment a little bit so you can survive, so you can continue to live, so you can now as well put out and promote the things that actually matter to you, right? And so the point I'm trying to make is that within this community, we have a misconception of not playing this game. And what I mean by that is like not having money, not being fruitful in this realm. Now, for lack of better words, I'm going to say this. Woke don't mean broke. Ooh, listen. Woke don't mean broke. Being woke don't mean being broke. Now, I'm saying this just for lack of better words, because I already explained why I don't like using the word woke. If you're woke, you could get rocked right back to sleep. But woke don't mean broke. It actually means the contrary of. See, when you're self-aware, when you're self-conscious, when you're self-accountable, that's a form of loving yourself. See, when you love yourself, you now become self-accountable and you pay attention to your environment. You pay attention to the people, places, and things that you have around you. See, the people, places, and things you have around you then becomes healthy, because you can only attract what you are. If you love yourself, you can only attract the people, places, and things that love themselves as well. So now your environment is love. Your environment is high vibrational. Your environment is healthy. And now you can become wealthy. Woke don't mean broke. Now, I say this last part for motivational uses only. I say this last part for the individuals that's on this live, the individuals that's going to watch this, to be more intentional when it comes to being self-aware. Be more aware of your path and making sure that you're on the path that you're supposed to be on, because when you're on the path that you're supposed to be in, God, life, cosmos, ancestor, whatever category, whatever name you want to put on it, abundance, prosperity, and success will then it's going to fall in your lap. It's going to fall directly in your lap. You have to understand what you desire is you. And when you stop looking, that's when you find it. Health, healing, and spiritual awakening. All this comes hand in hand. Your environment, the people, places, and things that you have around you. Pay attention to that. Pay attention. Pay attention. Be aware. Be self-accountable. Let's go out to these questions, man. Hey, did y'all understand everything that I was saying? You know, drop some threes, drop some twos, some ones, some sixes, some nines. You know, let me make sure everybody understood, and understood everything that I said. Everybody understood what I was saying. I wasn't talking too fast. You know, for those that know, man, when I get on these subjects, man, you know, yeah, I just get passionate. I just get to going. You know what I'm saying? So, for sure. All right, for sure. Everybody copacetic. All right, boom. So let's let's answer these questions real quick. Can you explain deja vu? Deja vu. That's a great question right there. So, and real quick, just a disclaimer. When y'all ask me these questions, I can't do anything but give you my perspective and the things that I learned. All right? So when it comes to deja vu, man, it's different. It's different polarities. It's different perspective when it comes to deja vu. Deja vu could either mean this. Most of us are aware of different realities. Most of us are aware of different realities. Most of us are aware that we exist in different realities, in different time frames, in different time stamps. And so one perspective that I know is that when it comes to deja vu, that means that every reality that you exist in, literally just what happened was they synced all at once. They synced all at once, and now every one of you, every one awareness that you have in each reality just experienced the same exact thing at the same exact time. That's one perspective of deja vu. Another perspective of deja vu is basically you being in the same spot, in the same position that you was maybe in your past life, or, you know, in lives before then, right? That's one perspective. Another, the last perspective that I learned was that when it comes to deja vu, it could just be a glitch. You know, it could be a glitch in this simulation, in this reality, right? So I pray I answered your question. Let me get rid of that. Oh, okay, bet. We can delete questions. Okay, boom. What do you mean that we are in Aquarius? Age of Aquarius means the age of information. You know what I'm saying? If you pay attention to, you know, a lot of individuals now, you know, a lot of individuals are now promoting and you know, putting out a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, a lot of wisdom. You understand? A lot of people are using their their throat chakra to impute knowledge. You know what I'm saying? The age of Aquarius, where, you know, there's more sun flares. So now more people are going through different shifts. More people are being more self-aware. More people are being more conscious. More people are remembering who they are. Like I tell y'all all the time, I'm not here telling y'all nothing that y'all don't know. I'm just here to help you remember. That's it. Let me see this next question. What did it say? Your take on spiritual journey and weed. I mean, I'm not against smoking weed. You know, I do, you know, my perspective or my suggestion is just make sure if you do smoke a little ganja, make sure you growing it yourself. You know what I mean? But, you know, yeah, I mean, spiritual awakening and weed, I mean, I feel like, you know, you can. Okay, so one thing I do know is this, right? You don't even have to necessarily smoke marijuana. Majority of the time when weed was ingested, it was ingested through teas, right? And it was used because it's used for recreational now. In ancient times, it was only used for spiritual practices, spiritual ceremonies, just like ayahuasca or just like shrooms. You know what I mean? Most of this has been, you know, programmed for us to use it for recreational, and just because when, you know, in ancient times, majority of this stuff was mostly used for, you know, spiritual ceremonies. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, you know, that's my intake on it. I don't necessarily smoke weed, but, you know, yeah, man, y'all do y'all thug thizzle. Shit, I ain't tripping. Let me see. Can you show us your bookshelf? Yeah, man, I got a, you know what I'm saying? I got a nice amount of books, you know. I do that on another live. We'll go through all my books. I explain them and you know what I'm saying, expound on a few books. I got you, man. I'll do a little live. Let's see what's the next question. Where do you get your fruits from? Because not everybody live in the tropics to get cedar fruits, period. Look, I don't even live in the tropics. To keep it gangster with you, I stay in the city. You know what I mean? You know, I'm trying, you know, not trying. I'm getting land soon, but, you know, yeah, I stay in the city. I stay in the States. You know, I have a farmer's market where I'm at, a dope farmer's market. So they have like, you know, seeded grapes. You know, yeah, I mean, it's very hard, man, to find that, especially some seeded grapes. You know, it's very hard to find some seeded fruit, especially like seeded oranges now. Man, seeded grapefruit, I already know. But I just say, man, just, you know, I guess you could say try to look around more, man, dig deeper. You know, like I said in the beginning of this live, when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. We got to start thinking for ourselves and start looking for, you know, actually putting in that work and looking. But not saying you don't do it, but, you know, just start looking, man. Shit, even if you got to order it online, order that guy online. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. I am saving this live. I got you. Don't even trip. You know, I'm saving all my lives. Do you own a singing bowl guy? Yeah, for sure. Hey, real quick, we can... You know what I'm saying? We can go in real quick, about 30 more seconds real quick. Look, yeah. This single bowl made from clear quartz crystals, specifically designed for the hertz of the vibrate for the third eye. Powerful, 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 powerful. I love my singing bowl, man. When I do my rituals, man, when I do my ceremonies, you know what I mean? My meditations, whatever, man. I make sure I do that, and my drum. I got a little drum, my little African drum. So I be going in there going praise. You know what I'm saying? Closed eyes, lights out, boom, 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 just feeling the energy, just going bright, just in there. Ooh, man, well, hey, man, that big get you going, you feel me? I'm telling you. All right, let's move to this next question. Let's see what's popping. Let's see. When did you have your spiritual awakening? When did I have my spiritual awakening? I'm glad you asked that. I'm gonna keep it gangster with you, man. I feel like my spiritual awakening was happening through my entire life. The reason why I say that is because even when I was in the streets and I was doing, you know, certain things that I was doing, like I said in this live, you know, previously, man, I always felt that I was different. I always felt that I was different. I always felt that my life is not a normal life. And, you know, what I also paid attention to as well throughout my life, man, was that if somebody was to do something, right, that they know they're not supposed to be doing, they'll face the consequences. You know what I'm saying? They'll face the repercussions and etc. But let me do the same thing. My consequences and repercussions is like 10 times worse than what the person literally just did. And I used to be so upset and so mad at that. Like, yo, dude just did the same thing 5 minutes ago. And here I am facing, I'm talking about the utmost penalty. You know, the penalty. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm facing the utmost consequence. You know what I mean? I used to be like, yo, why is it that when I do something that I know I'm not supposed to be doing, why is my consequences so much more bad, or you know what I'm saying? Why is it so like? And you know, I started to realize that when you're chosen, when you have a real gift, when you weren't brought down here for no reason, when you have eyes on you, and I'm not talking about in this physical realm. I'm talking about when you have, I'm talking about top most rank staying in the spiritual realm. When you have some real beings in the realm watching you, when you got some real powerful beings that told you, listen, this is what your life gonna be like. Pay attention, learn the lessons. When you get down here, do the mission, do what you gotta do, etc., so you can ascend. When you got individuals, when you got people in that forefront, when you sitting at that table in that spiritual realm before you come down here, and they like, listen, this is your duty. And when you come down here and you playing, because you don't remember who you are, and you gonna do something that you know you're not supposed to do. You gonna do something that you know you're not supposed to do. Nigga, you a god. What is you doing? Oh, he wanna go down there and play. All right, yeah, give him the max. Don't worry about it. Give him the max. Let him learn. Oh, he still ain't learning? Keep giving him the. So, I feel like my spiritual awakening was going on my entire life. The only thing that I had to do was remember who I was. I keep saying this. We gotta remember who we are. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? And like I say, I remember I said this in my last live that, you know, I've been through a lot. You know what I mean? I've been through a lot of situations, and I got a song, and in the beginning of the song, it go like, it was like, you know, I feel like I've been fighting in that war. I've been fighting my whole life. And then I said, but now I understand that a great warrior only fights to have peace. And I had to realize that I was only fighting myself. I was only fighting myself the whole time. All I had to do was remember who I was. Powerful. Yeah, I pray I answered your question, bro. Let's see. Oh, damn, I think I done deleted somebody's question on accident. Let's see. Have you tried ayahuasca? If so, I have not tried ayahuasca yet. I do plan on it. I plan on going to Costa Rica real soon. You know, when I go out there, I'm gonna have a real ceremony, and yeah, we're gonna go from there. But yeah, I'm definitely doing that, man, for sure. Let's see. How can you treat diabetes? Great question. Thank you for answering that question about health. Well, first, in order to treat diabetes, we have to understand what diabetes is. It is it's basically your pancreas not releasing the hormones and the chemicals that it needs to balance out the sugar and salt compound. You know what I'm saying? So first thing first, what you have to do is you have to first regulate what you first have to do is cut off these complex sugars. and these salts, right? Because one thing about it is that when you start putting natural fruit and simple sugars inside of your body, your pancreas is not going to need to release insulin. See, one thing what we have to do is, first off, what we have to understand is that insulin naturally reoccurs in the body. Why? Because when we intake complex sugars inside of our body, what happens is that the pancreas then releases insulin to be able so that sugar can penetrate the blood cells, so we can gain energy, ATP, right, which is adenosine triphosphate inside of our blood cells, so we can get the energy, etc., etc. Now, what the thing is that these complex sugars is polysaccharides. You know what I'm saying? What we need is monosaccharides. What we need is simple sugars. When you intake simple sugars, your pancreas is not even in need to release insulin to balance out the sugar content in order to penetrate the blood cells. It goes straight into the blood cells and it converts into ATP, adenosine triphosphate, so you can gain the energy. So the first thing that you need to do is first you need to cleanse because 9 times out of 10 you have too much sugar compounds, and if you have diabetes, 9 times out of 10 you're probably taking synthetic insulin, which is synthetic salt compounds. So first what you got to do is first hydrate. You need as much fruit water and spring water as possible. Next thing you need to do is you need to filtrate the lymphatic system. Then now if your pancreas is not regulating the way it's supposed to be regulating, that means your lymphatic system is backed up. So you need to, of course, cleanse the lymphatic system, get the glandular highways on track, because of course your master gland is the pituitary gland, which controls all of these motions and secretions and etc. Right? The next thing you need to do is, of course, filter the kidneys. You got to filter the kidneys because once the lymphatic system is moving, the kidneys is the filtration system of the body. So of course you got to get the kidneys going. Once you get the kidneys going, now the pancreas can regulate itself. And the way, and like I said, the way that the pancreas is going to regulate itself is if you have natural sugars going inside the body to gain that energy, right? So of course, you can go on my website and, you know what I'm saying, you can get I offer a few packages. You can get the detox, one of the detox packages. If you are a female, a woman, you can get one of the Black Tigers packages, or if you're a male, you can get one of the Jade Dragon packages. And like I said, once you get these packages, of course, you will receive, of course, instructions, fruit, berries, melons, grapes. Especially if you got diabetes, you definitely want melons. Watermelon, you juice some watermelon. Oh my God, man, you that diabetes, you be on a watermelon fruit fast, juice fast, 30 days. Man, you'll be brand new. Diabetes who? Man, for real, man. Let me see. What else are your questions here? Let's see. All right. Does clubs drinking enhance demon vibrations? Wait, what? Everyone watching will see it on the screen? What the hell that mean? Oh, okay. Oh, that's fire. Oh, I ain't even know hold on, wait. Damn, where your question at? Damn, your question just went away. All right, don't worry about it. But so the question was said that can clubs drinking lower vibration? Yeah, for sure, of course. And the reason being, because you have to understand the club is an environment, right? It's your environment. 9 times out of 10, the individuals that's in clubs are trying to do what? They're doing nothing but trying to suppress their feelings, suppress whatever shadow work, whatever they're going through. How do they suppress it? Through drinking, smoking, etc., etc. Another thing, when you break down the etymology of alcohol, which it means flesh-eating spirit, right? That's why they call it spirits. So, yeah, for sure. Can I go to Costa Rica with you? Yeah, pull up. We're going to do a group trip. Don't even worry about it. I got you. Let's see. What can you... Let me see how the hell... What can you do to substitute weed, nicotine, tobacco with that's more healthy? Let me see. Well, when it comes to weed, what you can do is you can take it as a tea form. You don't have to smoke it, for sure. Nicotine. Okay, so let's break down what nicotine is. Let's break down nicotine and tobacco. Because it's not the nicotine and tobacco that you are addicted to, right? What you are addicted to is the sugar that is inside the nicotine and tobacco. This is called sugar. It's called sugar bomb. That inside this nicotine and tobacco is called sugar bomb. What you are addicted to is the sugar that is inside the nicotine and tobacco. You are addicted to the sugar compound, the chemicalized sugar, complex sugar that's inside the nicotine and tobacco, right? So basically, the best way to substitute and to get rid of that habit is to replace the complex sugar that you are addicted to with the natural sugar, right? Which is the fruit and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Where to find spring water? Is the bottled water good? As long as the bottled water says BPA free, you can find spring water. Shit, wherever you stay, they may have a few springs. You can go there. You know, I know out here in Georgia, we got springs out here. We can just go take a few glass bottles and gallons or whatever, pull up, you know, and get free spring water. So let's see. Oh, I like this question. Boom. How does being a blood correlate being spiritual, since it has a negative connotation? Oh, I'm glad you asked that question right there. So, boom, let me break this motherfucker down. All right, so I'm glad you asked this question. So the question is, let me tap on it so y'all can see it real quick. All right, boom. So the question is, how does being a blood, a gang member, correlate being spiritual, since it has such a negative connotation? All right, boom. This is the thing, right? So first, we have to understand the history of these organizations that are created in our community, right? Which all started with the Black Panther Party, you know, the civil rights movements, et cetera, et cetera. For those that don't know, we had these organizations in our community to protect our community, to heal our community, to feed our community, to teach our community, to lead our community. Now, what happened was of course, they infiltrated our organizations. They infiltrated our organizations and turned our organizations against ourselves. Through by way of, you know, guns and drugs and jobs and, you know, and food and et cetera, right? And so what happened was that we, as time go on and as they continue to put different things and different self-destructive things inside of our community, we started to take these because we didn't have the resources, and they was intentionally lowering the resources, right? We started to become victim of the things that they started to give us. And so what happened was that now we're not directing our warrior energy, because that's all most of us are. We are warriors, but what happened was that we've been programmed and indoctrinated to convert that warrior energy to become self-destructive. You understand what I'm saying? So, of course, I fell victim to it as well, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But the difference is now is that the path and the timeline that I'm on, I am still a gang member, for sure. I'm a blood. And one thing about it is that being in an organization, if you can get out of it, you was never in it. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm in it. The difference is that I don't gang bang. I'm not in the streets. I'm not using and directing my warrior energy to be self-destructive, right? What I'm doing is that my whole intake is that now what I'm doing is infiltrating the system. I'm reversing the infiltration of directing our warrior energy to destroy our community. And now I'm infiltrating the energy, the system, to direct my warrior energy and to teach my community, to lead my community, to teach my community how to heal themselves, to teach my community how to be self-aware, to teach my community how to know thyself. You understand what I'm saying? So, and it ties in with the spiritual aspect because it ties in with the spiritual aspect because I continue to say warrior energy. Warrior energy is nothing but energy and motion. That's a spiritual component. That's all that is. It's a whole bunch of misguided warriors. That's it. That's all. It's a lot of misguided, and I was one of them. I was one of the misguided warriors that was out here, of course, destroying myself, being self-destructive, and my community, and et cetera, right? But now, because I've gotten older, because I took it upon myself to start thinking for myself, because I got older to start researching, okay, where did the Bloods come from? Where did the Crips come from? Where did GD Gangster Disciples, which actually was growth and development? Hello, right? Where did these derive from? These derive from different black communities, different carbon beings communities that needed each other, that needed to heal and teach each other and guide each other and lead each other and heal each other. So all I'm doing is, what I'm doing is now I'm redirecting that light from a negative connotation to a positive connotation. That's why I have the blood that heals. I am a gang member, but I don't gang bang. But I am a blood, and I'm teaching my individuals how to heal. I'm teaching my community how to heal. It's also a double entendre, the blood that heals. The liquid inside of your body, what heal is blood. It heals the body. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I have cooking with a blood, because yeah, I am a blood, but guess what? I'm not telling my people to go out here and do this, that, and the third. I'm not even being an advocate to be a gang member. For what? For what? And I'm a gang member telling you, for what? No. Pull up this YouTube and learn how to cook vegan food from home, from scratch. Learn how to heal yourself with these herbs. Learn as a man, learn how to practice self-control over your sexual desires and convert that sexual energy up to the energy centers to actually become God-like, to become a God, to become more creative, to become more tapped in with yourself. I pray I answered your question. Let's see. How can we stop the addiction of unhealthy sugars? I find it hard. For sure, it's going to be hard. And I'm going to tell you one thing about this, right? If you are addicted to sugar, I'm going to tell you one reason why most of us are addicted to sugar. We are addicted to sugar because sugar is mucus forming. Sugar is a neurotoxin. Also, sugar aids and feeds parasites, right? So if you are addicted to sugar, that means it's not you that's addicted to sugar. It's the parasites inside of our gut that is addicted to sugar. It's not us. You understand what I'm saying? It's the entities that is attached to that specific food, to that vibration, that frequency of food that we put inside of our body, that we then feel like we are addicted to, but it's not us that's addicted to it. It's the entities that is controlling the flesh, that is controlling the mind, that is controlling the soul and the spirit to go eat the sugar. So in order to get rid of this addiction, the first thing first is, of course, you have to replace unhealthy habits with healthy habits. Fruits, natural sugar, fruits, vegetables, your fructose, your glucose, which is fruits and vegetables. Also, you have to detox. You have to cleanse the gut. 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 my super mover 2, it come together. You get my super mover 1 and super mover 2, cleanse the gut, drink your water. Also, like I always say, I advise when you get the super mover 1 and the super mover 2, I advise getting a kidney filtration. Why? Because once the lymphatic system in that gut start moving, the filtration of the body is what? Is the kidneys. You got to start filtering that stuff out. Right? So that's the best way. It's 10:40. Listen, I'm going to answer about a few more questions. We're going to go and get up out of here, y'all. I don't want to keep y'all on here too long. Let's discuss the rivalry between black women's how can we heal? Let's discuss the rivalry between black women. How can we heal? I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like that'll probably be a whole nother live. And personally, I would rather have women on my live joining me, because if I speak from my perspective, of course I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm masculine. My dominant is masculine. You understand? Although I balance the feminine and the masculine, it wouldn't feel right for me to just solely speak about what women should do without having women on here. You know what I'm saying? And giving their perspective. So what we'll do is we'll say that question. Matter of fact, we'll say that for a whole live. That'll be a whole live, a whole discussion. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I like that. That's gonna be the next live right there, for sure. You know, I'm gonna bring women on so they can speak, and we're gonna do that. Don't even trip. We're gonna do that one right there. What's the best crystals for meditation? I'm gonna answer 2 more questions, y'all. We're gonna get up out of here. What's the best crystals for meditation? Listen, I'm gonna say this real quick. I need y'all to understand that truth be told, and it's a fact, we don't need crystals. Okay? Period. And the reason why I say we don't need crystals is because everything that is outside of us naturally is already inside of us. Period. Everything that is outside of us is already inside of us. Again, everything that is outside of us is already inside of us. Crystals, the only thing crystals do is enhance and stimulate the powers that is already inside of you. Now, my thing is this. If you need crystals to meditate, I suggest going without crystals first and practice meditation without crystals. Because the reason why I'm saying this is because what I'm doing is my suggestion, and the reason why I'm suggesting this is because what I'm doing is trying to push you to be the greater version of yourself. And by doing that, it's by helping you realize with your real eyes that you don't need anything external that's already internal. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, you could use and you could want external things to assist and to enhance the internal. But what I need you to understand is that we need to get out of that need. You know what I'm saying? That need of the external things. So the reason why I say, practice meditation without crystals first, so you can master meditation without crystals. So now when you go get crystals, you will know what works best for you. What the kind of crystals that you need to get to be able to not be able to meditate, but to enhance your meditation. You understand? So meditate without the crystals first. Forgive me if you already been doing that. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me. But like I said, I'm just here to push you to be the best version of yourself. Meditate without the crystals, because the crystals is already inside of you. You are made of crystals. Your pineal gland literally has crystals surrounded by it. When your pineal gland is stimulated, the crystals vibrate. That's what opens your pineal gland. You're made of crystals. I go in the sun right now and I look at my skin, I can see every color of the rainbow. Why? Because I am the crystal. So when it's time for me to meditate, so when I bring crystals around me, they ain't doing nothing but enhancing me. So meditate without the crystals. Master the meditation. Master breath. Master being present. Master controlling the mind. Master controlling the flesh. And then go get the crystals. I'm going to answer 2 more questions, y'all. We're going to get up out of here, y'all. I ain't going to keep y'all on... what's your perspective on semen retention? I got a whole course. I'm going to answer 2 more questions. I got a whole course about semen retention and ejaculation control. You know what I mean? My whole perspective. I teach men how to... Yeah, you know what I mean? So, yeah. If you want to really know my perspective, I suggest sign up for my semen retention and my ejaculation control course. And I got all kind of... I'm going live tomorrow on my course to drop a little, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So 2 more questions, y'all. 2 more questions. Let's see. Let me see. What is the fastest meal? Okay, so generally, we're supposed to be eating fruits and veggies only. Correct. Now, like I said, like I tell y'all, man, I'm not here to get on y'all and tell y'all what y'all need to be eating, what y'all should be eating. All I'm doing is speaking facts. That's it, right? I'm speaking facts and suggestions for those that, eat meat, whatever the case may be. I advise, like I said in my last live, I advise eating meat maybe once or twice a month. The reason being is because our intestines, small intestines combined with our large intestines, over 7, 8, 10 feet long. So when you eat meat, when you eat this specific fiber, this specific complex protein, the body is not naturally made to digest that. So it sits and it rots and it ferments inside of our body, inside of our intestines. That's why we got, stinky breath and et cetera, but that's whatever, but you know what I mean? So yes, so I'm only speaking facts. Our body, our intestines, our large intestines, it's not naturally made to break down complex protein, which is meat. It's not naturally made for that. I'm only speaking about what's natural, y'all. Naturally, we're frugivores. What does that mean? That means naturally we're supposed to only really be eating fruit. To keep it gangster with you. Now I eat my vegetables, you know what I'm saying? Listen, it's balanced, man. I'm not an extremist. Like I said, I'm only here to teach, all right? I'm only here to teach, help you guys remember who you are. Naturally, we're frugivores. Naturally, we're only supposed to be eating fruit. Because the reason being is because fruit is the most naturalist substance the body can break down and transmute and convert into ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate, which the brain and every organ and every cell, every DNA, every chromosome need inside of your body. Vegetables, they break down into sugar. As they break down into sugar, ATP, simple sugar, which is ATP as well. What happens is that instead of it turning into fructose, it turns into glucose. When it breaks down into glucose, that means your pancreas now has to release insulin which is salt compounds, to carry that sugar compound into the blood capillaries and into the blood cells to be able to convert that glucose into ATP. Still healthy. It's okay. All right. It's still healthy. But yes, to answer your question, naturally, our body is supposed to only be eating fruits and or vegetables. All right. One more question, y'all. We're going to get up out of here. How did I get started in shadow work? I had answered that in my last live. If you know what I'm saying, if you can double back in my live, I don't want to, repeat myself because, I probably got returning visitors, you know what I'm saying? Returning visitors. So I don't want to repeat myself and let that be the last question. But if you want to know how I got started in shadow work, if you want to look at my last live, I think like in the mid or the end of my last live, I was speaking about shadow work. So, boom. Let's see. One more question, y'all. One more question. Shit, that's all the, wait, let me go all the way up real quick. Let me see. Because it look like that's all the questions right there. Well, yeah, that is all the questions. All right, so look, that's all the questions. Well, I mean, that's not all the questions, but you know, most of these questions kind of, let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Yo, we all tripping. All right, so look, I'ma just answer that shadow work question real quick, and then I'm gonna get off, right? So, how did I get started in shadow work, right? So I used to go to New Orleans a lot, and you know what I'm saying, make my money, whatever. And I had met this couple, right? And this couple is in like magic work, fire couple, dope. They're beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. You know what I mean? But they in New Orleans, man, and they practice magic work. And I was having a long intellectual conversation with them, and they were saying how, you know, in order to really tap into real magic, man, you have to do shadow work because you have to heal that inner child inside of you, right? And so they telling me what shadow work was, but of course, I didn't know what shadow work was. I think for myself. So when I got back to Atlanta, I researched what shadow work was. I got on YouTube, actually. And I looked up, let me exit this out. And I looked up what shadow work and how to do shadow work, and a lot of things popped up, right? And so I started doing different writing prompts and et cetera, man. And that's how I started with shadow work. Now, I explained this in my last live, but I'll also explain it here as well one more time. And for those that don't know how to do shadow work, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. And this is one of the little questions that I love, like explaining myself, because I feel like it has a real impact on me and how my perspective like basically broadened even more after I asked myself this question, and I answered myself this question. I was honest with myself, and I wrote it down and actually came to terms with this, right? And so what happened was this. So one of the questions that I asked myself in shadow work was this. I asked myself, why is it that sometimes you have a problem with somebody telling you what to do? And, I wrote that, and this is journaling. You got to journal. So I wrote it down. I wrote it down, and so I sat there for a few minutes. I'm meditating with that question. Of course, you got to be honest with yourself. So I'm meditating. I'm fishing for the answer. I'm going deep within myself, deep within the child in me. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out, why is it that sometimes I have a problem with somebody telling me what to do? And I answered it. And I'm being transparent with y'all and open with y'all. All right. So yeah, but so the answer was this. I have a problem with somebody telling me what to do sometimes, because as a child, I needed and wanted somebody to tell me what to do. I needed and wanted somebody to tell me, hey, don't do this. Hey, don't do that. I needed somebody to tell me, oh, you need to go do this. Oh, you need to, I needed that. You know what I'm saying? And so when I came to terms with that, I wrote that down, man. I'm expressing myself, I'm journaling. And I came to terms with, when somebody used to tell me what to do, I get mad and get upset, like, nigga, who is you? Like, don't be telling me what to do. You know what I'm saying? I done learned all this on my own. Like, who is you? You know what I'm saying? But now that I did this shadow work, and I came and I tapped into that inner child within me of what I needed, I'm able now to be receptive of what somebody may have to say. Be receptive of any I guess you could say constructive criticism, or any direction that somebody may be able to aid in, right? Now, of course, it's up to me to use my discernment to, comply and acquiesce to whatever, they may say, or they say I should do. It's all by discernment. But at least now I'm in a space where I'm not getting irritated. I'm not getting mad. I'm not getting agitated because somebody feel like, oh, I should do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to receive it and observe it, not absorb it. I'm able to receive it and observe it and let it marinate. And then I'm able to use my own discernment and be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I think I should do that. Or, nah, I don't think I should do that. That's not for me. That's for me to choose. But at least I'm in a space and I'm in a perspective to where I am now receptive. I'm not getting mad. I'm not getting irritated. You know what I'm saying? That somebody telling me what to do. So that's a form of shadow work. You know what I mean? I say that I do a lot of shadow work. You know what I'm saying? I do shadow work today, shadow work yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of shadow work, but that's just a form of shadow work. Shadow work is a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to necessarily be journaling. You know what I mean? For those that know, I do music. You know what I mean? And music is also another form of shadow work for me, because now I'm not only writing, you know what I'm saying, my shadow work or whatever I'm dealing with down, I can express myself on a mic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's this one song, it's called Therapy Session. You know what I'm saying? It go like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of sad. I miss my nigga, dog. Even though I'm even though I'm kind of sad, I miss my nigga, dog. I wish I had somebody to talk to about these feelings, dog. Now, even though you try to talk, they ain't gonna listen, dog. I hold it in. When I blow up, they like I'm tripping, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in a space where even when I try to talk and communicate my feelings, you know what I'm saying, they don't want to listen. They don't want to listen, or it may feel like nobody's listening, nobody's hearing you. And then you'll get to the point where you start holding shit in. And then when you start holding shit in, you don't do nothing but then become a ticking time bomb. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite songs, man. It's called Therapy Session. You know what I'm saying? It go like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of sad. I miss my nigga, dog. I wish I had somebody to talk to about these feelings, dog. Now, even though you try to talk, they ain't gonna listen, dog. I hold it in. When I blow up, they like I'm tripping, dog. See, I can't take this shit no more. I'm to the ceiling, dog. I grab my mic and play this beat, express my feelings, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like music is also a form of shadow work. You know what I mean? So anything, I feel like anything that gets you to the point of being able to express yourself and to tap into that inner child. Those two songs, not two songs, but those two things is a form of shadow work. Being able to express yourself and being able to tap into your inner child. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. I hope, I pray y'all learned a lot, man. I really do. I pray y'all learned a lot. The name of the song is called Therapy Session by Tone Levels, TONELEVELS. And the song is called Therapy Session. Beautiful song. Beautiful, man. Man, I cried when I was recording that song. I was crying because, like I said, it was a form of therapy. That's why I called it Therapy Session, because I was literally in therapy with myself, spiritually, with the spirits and the entities around me that was aiding in my healing. You know what I'm saying? But I was in my room because I record myself. I was in my room, I was bumping the beat. I started writing to it, and I felt it. I felt the energy. For those that haven't seen the movie Soul, it's a movie on Disney called Soul. When you tap into that field, that creative energy, and at that moment I tapped into it, and I just went crazy. I had to express it. You know what I mean? Because even as men, man, you know what I'm saying? Of course, women got it hard. You know what I'm saying? My condolences, and you know what I'm saying? My heart go out to y'all as well. But I'm a man, so I can only speak from my perspective and on my side. You know what I mean? So, but as a man, we so taught, conditioned, programmed, indoctrinated to just hold our emotions in. You know what I'm saying? We so indoctrinated and programmed to hold. And so now we just overly masculine. We just overly hard. We just overly tough. Like, you know what I mean? And especially when we've grown up in certain environments and certain communities to where it's like, shit, you really can't show no emotion. You know what I mean? Because now you're going to be looked at like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with buddy? You know what I mean? But man, that's probably one of the most energy suppressants that can happen as a man to suppress your emotions, suppress how you truly feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, the ego, being egotistical, you know what I'm saying? Like, not being able to express your feelings, you know what I mean? Not wanting to cry, because crying make you weak. Man, listen, crying make you the strongest man on earth. I guarantee you that. I promise you, for my men that's in his life, crying, let that shit go and watch what happened to you. You're going to feel like you can take over the world. Then you're going to be like a silverback. Just, yeah, I cried, but yeah, I'm back and I'm better. I'm back and I'm better. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for sure. but yeah, for sure, man. I pray and hope y'all learned a lot, man. I pray y'all got a lot out of this. You know what I'm saying? Because when I get on these topics, man, I be real passionate. But look, it's 11, man. It's 11 o'clock. We finna tap in. We finna tap out. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. You know, we finna go out. You know how we do it. Real quick. This how we gonna go out the same way we came in. Real quick. Just give me 30 seconds. 30, 45 seconds, all right? 30, 45 seconds. Close your eyes while I do this sound bowl. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose. The reason being is because you want to be able to control your breath. All right? Control the breath. Control your breathing. Breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. 40 seconds. We're going to say a quick prayer and we gone. I give honor and thanks to the powers that be, the ancestors, spiritual guides, the cosmos, gods, etc., man, for giving me the opportunity and the ability to obtain and to learn the knowledge that I have, to be able to convert this knowledge into wisdom, to be able to teach the people, places, and things around me. I give honor and thanks and speak life and power into the powers that be. I also send that energy to the individuals and the beings that are watching me on live now, that are taking this information, and I send this the same power and the same prayer to you all to be able to attain this knowledge that you all learn tonight, to be able to convert this knowledge to not only be able to teach yourself, but the people, places, and things around you. All right, Ashe, amen, I mean, yeah, for sure. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Peace, love. I salute y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, we going back up next week, all right? Love.